Would you care if your girl started an OnlyFans?
What up, y'all? Josh and EC here once again with another quality video. As you guys can see, I got all my boys in the building. Yeah. We have a reunion every year, you know what I'm saying? Every once in a while we get together, have a good time. And by high demand, you guys asked for a Q&A with the boys. So we are answering questions that girls want to ask guys but are too scared to ask, and we have plenty of opinions.
Plenty of
opinions
ladies,
for y'all
trigger
to
warning.
choose from.
Trigger warning. I went to school with these men. I'm just telling you.
Hey,
Don't do us.
you not finna get the answers y'all looking for every time. So just be prepared. It should be very entertaining. You guys are gonna get to see the perspectives of a plethora of young black gentlemen.
Facts.
My voice is pretty shot, so I probably won't be answering too many questions.
And I'm gonna be behind the camera answering or asking these fellas questions for you ladies.
We have a hot seat. We're gonna have some group answers. We're gonna have some hot seat answers. And we're gonna give you guys the entertainment that you want. But okay, other than that, let's go ahead and get into this video.
Woo!
Hi, my name is Josh, aka the Hydrated Hero. You can follow me on my YouTube channel. Next.
Josh.
Boom. My name is Jordan Mixon, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, light skin king.
Stop.
But that's it.
My name is Chad.
That's it.
I'm Kamren.
Alright, bet.
Mikail.
Bet.
Hello everyone, my name is Donte.
It's an OG, y'all probably remember that.
Exactly. He gonna act
My name's Nick.
Shot.
Sosa.
Yes,
All right. First question.
Let's get to it.
When do guys get out of the for the streets phase? The silence in the room, ladies.
I didn't want to all talk at the same time.
Go ahead.
We get out of the for the streets phase when we are ready to.
That ain't got answer.
And that's the only correct answer. There is no age, there is no type of like maturity level, there is no, oh, I graduated college. It is when a man is ready to move past that phase of his life, he will. When he feels like he's experienced enough, then he will move past that.
Basically,
When he is ready.
Basically, when he's got his hoe out.
Or when he find a female that's worth him getting out of the streets for.
Boom. Rich.
There we go. Because honestly, this happens in all relationships. You know, you stop hanging with your boys a little bit. You know, you move. If she is willing to take my time from that and me kicking it with my homies, then, you know, maybe that's something that,
Something you gotta pay attention to.
is, you know, make you ready to settle down. So.
I feel like it's when men become like emotionally mature, and until that point, it's hard to like even realize that you got the right girl.
I'm for the streets and I'm gonna lead the streets.
I'm gonna lead the streets.
I got my 10.
Somebody make me want to lead the streets. You know that?
I think it's like a measure of what everybody said is the emotional maturity for sure. Being able to compromise your friend time and stuff like that. Being able to give up some of that selfishness you had. And then, like Sosa said, you know, just whenever you're ready, you're just ready. I mean, it takes that right person in that right situation, I think, and it makes sure you're not using it as a dependence.
But it cannot be forced.
Straight up.
All right, let's knock this one out. Which one of y'all is single? You can just raise your hand.
I'm scratching my head. I'm like, that's too close to being up.
All right, we're gonna get a little spicy. How do y'all honestly feel about hair down there?
I'm grown.
Bro, now that I'm getting older, I'm grown.
Do you? We trying to answer. I want you to be comfortable. I like both.
I'm grown.
Hey, look, I say all the time, this sand or no sand. I'm still playing volleyball on the beach.
I might have to like slide in there. It's like,
This is my thing. It's not about the length, it's about it being maintained.
Okay.
If you feel me, if you got a cool little shape up, we solid. But ain't nobody into the thick of it. That's not happening.
Mama, old hot
So
seat.
Donte is the first hot seat, ladies. So the hot seat question is, how do guys want to be corrected without bruising your ego, especially if it's something sensitive?
I think definitely in situations like that, you have to affirm someone's feelings when you're coming off in a way that's gonna bother them or hinder them. I think as far as being a guy, like stuff hurts us and we wouldn't even tell you. We might sit on it for a year, 2 years, think about it 3 years later. I'm gonna be completely honest because we're human. So in that instance, I think as long as the truth comes out, but you say it in a way to where it's not damaging, it's fine. I mean, we're gonna ask a ton of questions after that, or at least be thinking about it. Ask our boys, like, bro, this was said to me. What you think about this? And, you know, depending on the response, it's either like a, oh dang, she said that to you, really, or it's like a, this is what she meant by this. So I think when it's a situation like that, just having that clarity, making sure you're affirming their feelings, but in the same sense, separating the facts and feelings so you can really make sure you're not impacting them in the wrong ways.
So do you feel like it's more of how they say it as opposed to what they say?
Yes. I think it's a combination of everything. The nonverbals is important, how they say it is important, and then just making sure you say it in a way is like, you gotta think it out first. If you landed something hard on someone, think it out completely, because if you just go in there and blitz, like, it's gonna go left. So
you come with an attitude, you're gonna get an attitude.
Yeah.
Just the golden rule. You just do unto others as you want done unto you.
You just want respect.
It's a level
respect.
of correctness in everything. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to always make sure that it's correct. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like something that's so forthcoming. It just has to be a level of correctness. Like, it's like approaching your mom, or approaching a teacher, or something like that. You have a certain way you're gonna approach them, so the same, feelings or the same situation should happen when you're approaching your partner.
Especially if it's love.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I don't think there's like a script or anything or a manual that you can pass out. You got to really know who you're dealing with, and pretty much have these conversations beforehand of how do you want me to address things with you, because it's going to differ from person to person. Some people might want to hear it the next day. Some people might want to hear it right in that second. Some people can accept how you say things, and some people can't. They might need it in a different way. So definitely just being clear with your communication of whoever you're dealing with and knowing who they are before just trying to put out who you are.
And some people don't like being confronted, and you gotta know that.
I think that this is something that all couples should do, is pick a day out of the week to sit down and talk about issues that you guys have had with each other that happened that past week. So therefore, as time goes on, you guys can.
You're not sitting on it for years.
You're not sitting on it. As time goes on, you guys can, get it out and hopefully better your relationship.
I got a question within a question. So how does that, like, you control your tone when you upset? Like, you cannot judge somebody for being upset. You feel me?
You don't have to judge them for being upset, but I feel like your tone has a lot to do with, at least for me, like if we got into it and he's yelling at me and stuff like that, that in itself just naturally off rip is scary for me. Like a man yelling at me and being super aggressive.
It shouldn't come from a place of being scary. It's like you should understand his frustration.
No, I think you should understand that it takes a level of maturity and control not to raise your voice at someone.
I think it's just really knowing who you're dealing with, because some people grew up in that environment, so it's triggered in different ways.
And to me, there's no like, what is the word? Nothing gets settled correctly when somebody is yelling and cussing and stuff. You never really come to a solid resolution when people are yelling.
Have you ever listened to somebody after they said shut the fuck up? No.
If something happens, speaking to your partners, tell them, like, I had an issue with this right here, but we'll talk about it later. When I cool down, when I calm down,
exactly.
enough to have that conversation with you, because I don't want to. Get that right now.
But I'm one of them people, you tell me you're going to talk about it later, it's going to sit on my mind to talk about it. So it's like, it's probably best to dial back, like, calm down, maybe take a day, 15 minutes, an hour, and really, like, decide for yourself first, like, all right, is this an issue?
Is it worth arguing?
Yeah, is it worth arguing? Should I think this through? Like, should I write this down and decide? Like, should I sit on it for a while? I think it's very important to do that, because if you do something impulsively, like, you might regret it later.
Yeah, you're
gonna
cause more damage.
See, and that's why I say you need to know who you know. Because I tell my girl all the time, like, I need to know right then and there. Like, I don't care how mad you are, how you feel. You should express it, because I can accept you being angry.
But exactly, like
because some people can't handle somebody being mad and having that anger right then and there. But I'm willing to talk about anything. Like, we can have a conversation. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm gonna hear you out, because, like, I respect your opinion, because that's your opinion. That's how you feel.
Okay.
Is sex really always on your mind, or is that a stereotype?
That's a stereotype.
Stereotype.
I will say it's frequent, but it's not all the time.
I might not want it all the time, but it's not on my mind all the time.
Right, exactly.
What do you mean all the time? What do you mean? Like every moment of every day, or like when I'm around you?
Damn, this is the only question I got. I ain't got no more context for you.
No clarification.
Like, if I'm out working out, if I'm at work, I'm not thinking about that. But if I'm with my girl and she looking good, what you mean?
On me. You
It don't matter if we around her parents, if we at dinner, if we at the movies. I'm like, you look good.
I feel like it comes down to, like, it's asking, are we horny all the time?
Yeah.
Basically, or is that a stereotype?
I sure am.
Yes, absolutely.
I can probably always
Ready.
go
Hey, like I said, it's not all the time because obviously you gotta get stuff done throughout your day.
Yeah.
Like you gotta operate. But like,
operate.
I will say it's pretty frequent. No cap, man. Think about it.
I feel like I'm a little, I don't want to say offended, but they put men in a bucket of that. Like, oh, all you care about is sex. And this is like, it's not really the case. But it is situational because if you always have sex in the bed, every time you're in the bed, you're probably always going to think about sex because your mind is going to program yourself to get used to things. You work off habits. So, like, that's the thing. But as far as being horny all the time, no. Like, working out, going to work, stuff like that. But there are going to be moments throughout the day where you might,
Just think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
What are subtle ways to get a guy to notice you?
Don't be subtle.
Yeah, I would say more self-care. Like, if you take care of yourself more, people would notice that. That little extra 5 minutes in the bathroom makes a difference.
I also say
Nails.
confidence looks good on y'all. So if you are confident in yourself, it can be seen. I don't know why, but it can be seen.
And you don't have to say nothing to be
You
seen.
really don't have to say nothing to be confident in yourself, and that is attractive to anybody, guy or girl. Girls are attracted to guys with confidence. Guys are attracted to girls with confidence.
I would say at the same time though, like
Give us something a little bit.
If a man's not looking for a female, he may think you're attractive or whatever, but if he's not, if he's distancing himself and trying not to, engage in a relationship, you need to speak your mind because how are we supposed to read your mind knowing that that you're interested in us if you don't tell us?
Especially
Like walking past.
Because that RBF is
Hold on, I want to say something. And find a fragrance that fits you. Because having like knowing that when you see this girl all the time and she smells good, it definitely is something that you like have in the back of your mind. Like, okay, yeah, I know she's gonna smell like this. And just like having a good perfume that fits you well, because all perfumes don't fit everybody. So find one that works for you.
This is the trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
I mean, you gotta put a whole black screen up. Just the things following this question may or may not help you.
Following answer.
I got a good one for you.
What?
You ready?
Just gonna order shorty.
Right? All right. This is a hot seat question, ladies. Tyrell is in the hot seat. What are some good red flags to look out for to know if a man isn't worth it?
If you're not worth it, if you don't take care of you, period. Any dude that wants you and anything to do with you is gonna make sure you straight at all times. Period.
You think he's gonna make sure it's obvious too? Because we always say like, if a man wants you, it's gonna
It's
be
obvious, yeah.
Okay. Don't beat around the bush when they really want you.
Straight up.
Any more?
I think it depends on that man though. I think that's why it's so tough because some people are very more bold and outspoken, whereas some people are more shy. So he might exhibit behaviors that show that he wants you, but it might not be everything what your expectations are.
Tell me if I'm wrong. When a man wants a woman, he makes sure it's known, correct?
Absolutely. But affirmation works in different ways.
Yeah.
The thing that I might be doing to affirm you might not be what you expect as affirmation.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna get on your knees like, baby, I want you. Like, that ain't
That's not it. I follow what you say. That's
I'm
not it.
making sure you ate.
Oh, yeah.
That's love language.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm the type of person that I'm gonna do things for you. I'm showing you actions. I'm not vocally affirming you. So I learned that I had to do that with my girl. Like, oh, I need to tell you that you're beautiful. I need to tell you that I see that you're working. Like, I need to tell you these things. So it's more than just me doing this for you or me doing those little things. Because I can feed you all day. But if your thing is words, it means nothing. That could be my love language.
That's facts.
Right.
But by taking care of the person that you love, that is taking care of them is like trying to change, right?
I think that's still inevitably making it known.
Yeah, but I think it's known in different ways. Because the way I'm trying to let you know may not be how you want it to be known.
So when it comes down,
So
just
I
like,
guess my question would be in the initial dating stage.
Yeah.
Do you think that men, like I'm talking like organic, haven't met? Like, do you think that men normally make it known?
I think trying to spend time with you
I feel
during
like
during regular hours, not just I'm only trying to see you at night unless that's their schedule. Like trying to genuinely spend time with you, try different activities. Getting to know you. Those are things that are affirming that he has an interest in you.
Exactly.
And now, how serious that interest is, whether it's sexual or whether it's just trying to get to know you as a friend, that's stuff you have to ask. You'll never know from just what he's doing.
Okay, so another question. We get this all the time when girls ask us questions. if you guys are taking multiple days to respond to a text, does that mean you're uninterested?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Multiple days?
Yes. If I take more than a day, unless my phone just
confirmation.
You know, like I work third shift. I get home and I got my son. You know, I try to sleep. I nap when he nap.
You don't text at work?
I'm trying to what?
You don't text at work?
Sometimes I work at a prison, bro. You can't have a phone in the jail. No.
After my breakup, I've been so functional. I didn't text nobody for like 3 days. Like,
But that's after your breakup, right? But if you weren't broken up and you were going through something, you're at least gonna let your girl know, hey, I'm kind of going through something. I need a little time.
Is this your
It's
girl
some
or
type of
somebody you talk to? Like, what's the difference?
Either
It is
or.
levels. It's different.
Either somebody you're interested in. The question, bottom line, is: are you gonna go someone that you're not interested in like that?
No.
Whether you're going through a phase or not, there should be some type of courtesy of like, hey, I'm going through something. I need a couple days. Communicate if you care. If you care.
People have different ways of like everybody deals with stuff differently.
Right.
Like,
Right.
some people when they ask like what's wrong with you, they'll shut down completely. Like they cannot tell you, they cannot express how they feel. They just need a couple days to really like figure out what the fuck's going on.
But in that case, say I need a couple days.
Exactly. That's the bottom line. Like,
I'm taking a couple days. It's like,
Everyone doesn't work in that way. Even though that's the most effective, that's the way. Not everyone's gonna think.
This is
Let me be
awesome.
effective with my communication.
If you're interested in this woman and you go certain X amount of days without speaking to her at all, don't feel some kind of way when you come back and she possibly moved on or she messing with somebody else.
That's true.
You moved on 2 days, you ain't like no that anyway.
But I know, Chad, I understand where you come from in terms of like if you just going through some things, yeah, you need some time to digest that. But if you're really interested, you're gonna shoot a text
You're gonna
and say
speak.
like, I'm
because you're gonna try to make sure that's still solid when you come back to it. Okay, I'm proud of you in the hot seat. You did good.
Yes, sir.
Let's do some more. Would you care if your girl started an OnlyFans?
not happening.
No, because we starting the OnlyFans. She ain't starting nothing. I'm putting over the city. You feel me? Oh God.
Like I'm not judging any female, but me personally, Banks, we would not be together if you did OnlyFans. I like the thought of like what's mine's. Like I don't want the whole world knowing what's going on.
Exactly. She don't have an OnlyFans, so we do. Like I said.
I'm gonna put it this way.
do it together.
I'm gonna put it this way: like we don't need money that bad. If it's an attention factor, then it's still not for me.
Exactly.
Personally,
Exactly.
because like what you need the attention for. If I'm not giving you enough attention, then let me know that you don't have to go make OnlyFans. If that's the case, but if it's money, then we don't need money that bad. Like, what is that gonna change about our lifestyle? Because if that's the lifestyle you want so bad, and you're not willing to get it by other means, then you're not the one for me.
I mean, if my girl have an art OnlyFans, then yeah. Artistic worship.
I mean,
Hey, stop.
she out there selling feet pics. Well, that's it. That's as far as we go. If I want everybody else to know, you know, what I get to see every day. I don't want other people to have that access to you. So that's enough for me.
Basically, what you're saying, yes, but there's limitations.
No, I think he said
I said
like,
feet.
no, yeah.
Feet is it. That's
Ain't no limitations. It's one limit.
That's what fit.
That's
like,
my limit.
The only reason I say it so strongly is because, bro, people like guys are. We know as men, bro. Men are weird, bro. Like it takes one feet pic for somebody to really get addicted to you and try to figure out where you are and track you down. Like it's not that deep for me. I don't want to have to be looking over my shoulder all the time because niggas all recognize those feet. That's weird, bro. Like maybe I watch too much Law and Order, but like niggas be tracking girls down, and I'm not a fan of that. Like,
Okay, Nix, did you answer?
Yeah, I said.
You said what?
he said,
I said my
he
piece.
did.
I said my piece.
What was your piece?
Basically, that OnlyFans is a no-go.
You don't care? Oh, so no. Okay.
I said that I would be supportive.
Okay.
Like if it's someone I love, and I'm a rail where I'd be on the
Own it.
Okay.
Our OnlyFans.
Cobb, did you answer?
I
It's
said
a no.
No, yeah, no, that's a no.
It's enough.
Do you guys miss college?
No.
Do you guys miss being in college?
Yes, that's why I'm here today.
I miss this group of people.
This is college, yeah.
I mean, that's what college was.
I miss being
We
so
made our
close.
experience.
I ain't gonna
Being so
call
close where you could just go eat, you know, at the dining hall together, or you could just, you know, do whatever together.
Go sit in a room
At a predominantly white school too.
This was our group. Like,
And that's
I mean,
what
we had a couple other people that are like not here present, but like everybody that was in this group kind of made college a great experience. It wasn't the school itself; it was really the people that were at the school.
I will say I got a great education there. I'll throw that out.
The education was decent. I actually my teachers really invested in my management skills. Like I love Mr. Nicky.
Yeah. Shout out.
This is what I said. I don't know if I necessarily miss college, but I miss the part of not having the responsibilities that I have now. I miss that freedom of really being able to enjoy myself. I feel like if you're in college or you're heading into college, you need to really value that experience and enjoy as much as you can, because after that, it gets serious. You got bills, you got student loans to pay back, and it's a different type of pressure that's put on you.
And network.
Yeah, so I think, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
network.
for sure.
Make the most of your experience and try to just really soak in all the value that you can get from your school, and just don't go to St. Francis.
I also say don't be afraid to meet new people. Like when I first got there, I didn't talk to nobody. Like they had to force me to talk, pretty much. But like we come from all different walks of life, all different places, and we got Florida, California, Midwest, Illinois, up here, Indiana. We got everything from everywhere. We all got close, so that's why we all.
Common struggle. We all struggled with school because it was trash.
Your turn.
I see.
Jordan Mixon's in the hot seat.
I'm glad I can keep my feet off the camera now.
Why do you keep holding on to women who are good for you, but you aren't ready for them?
I mean, yeah, I think at the end of the day, it is a little, I hate to use the word controlling because that negative connotation, but I mean, you just don't want somebody else to have her, especially when you know you want her. I mean, men, sometimes we like to have fun.
Trying to greedy.
Yeah, just greedy. We ultimately controlling as the man, We know that we can hold it down, all that good stuff, but we also want to do our own thing. We want to have fun.
I think a lot of times men want that cake and they want to eat it.
I think it's
When you eat your cake,
I think it's like the right when you have the right person at the wrong time. So like this is the person I know I want to be with, but right now is not the time for me to be with them. But I also don't want to let them go because this feels like the right person for me, just not right now.
It's not negative if you keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Because if you're messing with
That's
this person, if I mess with this person and I'm not ready, I'm gonna let you know I'm not ready. So I'm gonna do my thing. If I'm not ready for you, then you know what I'm saying, go do your thing. But we can still come back in the middle and be, us. But as of right now, we gonna not be ready.
We have to have that conversation.
I think that's the core of it. A lot of people don't have that conversation, so they don't give the other person the opportunity to decide if they want to stay in this or not.
I feel like a lot of times guys are fearful of the fact that like if I tell her I'm trying to be on this, that, I'm losing. If a girl told me to do that too, I'm sure he'd be out the door. Like if he's told me that too, I'd be like, nah, the same for me. But like, if you are straight up in the beginning, even if there's like polygamy, monogamy, like stuff like that, if you're just upfront about it and like, look, I like you, I think you're like the one for me, but at the same time,
I still want to
do my thing. If she can respect it, y'all gonna be great. But if she can't, at least y'all have clarity at the beginning.
Yeah, people not brave enough to have that conversation.
Great, yeah.
It take a lot. I mean, not even on the maturity level, because that's just a different type of conversation. Like if I really add value to who you are and I see myself being with you, I don't want to have that conversation because that's just pain on my end.
All right, so is it harder to have that conversation or harder to have the conversation after you end up?
Done broken her heart.
It's way easier to have the conversation after. I think I did.
It's making up.
It's an easy conversation. I think I fucked up.
No, I think that's what I need.
Because this is the thing. If you do it and things don't work out, you did it. If we had a conversation beforehand, it's like, damn, I just lost a new girl.
Right.
So it's selfish at the end of the day. It's all selfish.
Regardless, it's selfish.
It's one of those you can't knock it before you try it. Like, so life is about experiences.
I just want to say, I advocate it, but I don't do that.
And then, honestly, when you get older, like now, when I was 18, when I first got to St. Francis, crazy, bro. I used to be on. I used to be on that. I used to be on that. But now that I'm older, it's do unto others as you want done unto you. And so at the end of the day, I refuse to do that to her. I mean, a lot of people can attest, hopefully. I mean, I'll tell the truth. And nothing but the truth nowadays. I'll tell her myself before I even did the shit. And I said, I was thinking about kissing that bitch. I mean,
You're on the hot seat. if your mother didn't like your significant other, could you still be with that person?
Yes.
Yes.
It happens every time.
Family's not
My mom
everything.
started like in a single female that I dated. Like, because my mom has an idea of the girl she wants me to date, and she has an idea of what she wants me to look like, and all. And I'm not that, and I don't date those. Like, it's just a thing. So I think it's a relationship that has to be built. As long as the female that you're with is trying, because it is gonna be more of an effort on the female than your mom. You know our moms, how they are. It's like, no, I'm not changing my ways. The female definitely has to build that relationship, because if they both don't, then she's never gonna like it.
I wouldn't even come around.
And my thing is, family can get cut off no matter what, because there's just some other people too.
Ooh, y'all had me deep.
I wouldn't even come around.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie.
If they're taken away from my peace, then I don't need them in my life. I feel like.
Straight up.
So wait, we're talking about, we know for sure about this person, like they are the one, I'm marrying you.
Yeah, this is my woman. If my mom doesn't like my woman, then my mom have to
So
deal with it.
we're talking about a girlfriend, or we're talking about a wife.
They're talking about girls. They're just a girl.
We talking about a girlfriend. Like I truly believe in, my mom ain't never steered me wrong.
Take no part of this.
So it's not even on some mama boy stuff. It's on some, what do you see in her that I'm missing? Because parents are on a different wavelength of obviously what they see and what they experience. So I want to know why firsthand.
But say you don't agree with that.
I would first ask for clarity.
Yeah, absolutely. I want clarity, and if you give me a solid reason why you feel like this,
I'll take
and
those.
this person isn't a way for me.
She should be like,
But I'm never just gonna disregard my mom off of, I don't like her. You like, so like I'm never gonna disregard my mom myself.
I'm not saying that you're
That's what we
disregarding.
saying.
I'm just saying.
You won't have a say so with who I'm dating.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Hey,
I think it's that part.
I honestly feel like I would take into consideration what my mother said, and if it had validity, I would know.
Like you said,
Yeah.
take no, but you won't have.
But at the end of the day, you not sleeping
I have
with
to
your
make
mama.
that
You sleeping
decision.
with that one. I'm telling you, like that is your relationship. That is your frame of reality. So long as y'all are together.
I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, like I'm very family oriented, so I want my mom and my dad to be very involved in my children's life.
Me too.
Because I feel like that grandparent relationship is so strong. But I know if I'm bringing my grandchild around, or my wife is bringing our child around my mom, and she like saying slick shit about my girl to my child, like that's a different situation.
Like that's the toxic shit.
So it's like,
I'm not just advocating just cut off your people.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
I should clarify.
so that's why I think it's stuff that I want to see. Like, I want to know why you're saying this. What are you seeing in this person that I'm not seeing that's making you feel this way? But a lot of times, parents, it's just a generational thing where parents obviously have an idea of who, like you said, have an idea of who they want you to be with, type of thing. So,
Why do men say they hate makeup and wigs, but like women who look like Kim K? Hashtag make it make sense, bro. And before y'all start, because I don't just base it off of Kim K. That's an example. But all right,
I'll take Alicia Keys probably first.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Are we talking about just the fact of like liking pictures?
it says, why do men say they hate makeup and wigs,
I don't.
but like women who look like Kim K?
I don't think we hate it. We just like natural women better. You can wear makeup and do your thing, but that's, not what we like necessarily.
I think it's always perceived as I don't like it rather than I like you more, or I like it more when you do something else. Because if I'm with you, I like you when you wake up in the morning, breast steak and all that, like hair, I like that. I like you. That's what you're talking about. You don't need to have the makeup on because that's not for me.
That's what
At that point, I feel like
most.
if I'm telling you I like you this way, and you going and doing all that, it's not for me, it's for you. So of course I'm gonna voice that I don't like it, or I feel like you're doing it for someone else, because that's not what I'm at. I'm not asking you to do that. You doing that on you. So
But it is doing it for someone else, herself.
that's what I'm saying. If that's you, if you're doing it for you, then I mean by all means. But I'm not gonna still be there like, oh, I love it when you do this perfect cat eye.
I think what they're basically saying is guys say that they hate makeup and wigs and like when girls get done up, but then on the Instagram baddies, if you think about the Instagram baddies that guys follow and what you guys,
That's what they have on.
so they're kind of saying like, why for the average girl is it like this kind of hate sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, but then for Instagram baddies they get love.
I'm liking the picture. I'm liking you in real life. Period.
I appreciate the makeup.
I'm not spending on my Instagram baddy. I'm not subscribed to OnlyFans. I'm worried about you. If I like a picture, that's liking a picture. Like, oh, don't she look good? She look good, right? If you can admit that she looked good, did she look good? I like the picture.
Yeah, let's not be insecure with it.
I will say, with you specifically, babe, I like you without your makeup because honestly, makeup inconveniences me, especially if I'm like trying to
messing up white shirts, all that.
It's like it really just inconveniences me if I'm trying to like you got lipstick on. I don't want to kiss. I'm gonna have makeup all over me, and like I'm gonna have lipstick on me. So like it gets in the way, especially if I know what your bare face looks like, and I like that. I'm like, why do that to yourself? You're just wasting an hour of your time doing makeup trying to get all pretty.
It's an hour of my time.
See, okay, exactly, and I think that's where the perspective is different. The way you guys word things, it's not a waste because a lot of times it is for us. It makes us feel better. And one of the things Chad said was self-care is attractive. Getting our nails done, making sure our hair is did, having our makeup on point. Like that's something for us. So
I appreciate the sentiment, and that's why like, I can acknowledge the sentiment, but at the same time, I'm a bugaboo by nature, so like I like being in your face.
I mean, people have their preferences.
Exactly.
But
I'm a lover.
I think we just be liking pictures because we be bored, and that's what the app is for.
Bro, I don't like makeup.
But that's another. That leads into that social media shit.
I stopped liking.
That's a whole other conversation.
So are you guys saying as a collective, majority of guys prefer like the natural? Like we prefer it.
They prefer just makeup's nice to look at.
The makeup is for you. We don't prefer it at all. We prefer
but
your face.
Like if you want to go out, put on your makeup. Go if that makes you feel.
Yeah, I think it's when it becomes makeup is your identity, makeup is your everyday. Like if we stepping out, it's date night, makeup. Go ahead, do it. But if we run into the store, why are we waiting?
Is post-nut clarity real? In parentheses, finding the woman unattractive after sleeping with her.
Yes. So post-nut clarity is two things. Like you said, it's in sleep or in after you sleep with her. Sometimes you realize, wow, like you'll have sex and be like, why did I do this? Why am I here? Why was I in this situation in the first place? And sometimes if you haven't had a release in a long time, it'll lead the wrong head to think. And so after you get into it, you're like, no, I don't even really like this girl. She was just something for me to just do for the time being. So if you horny, shit look good. It look better, especially if sometimes a body looks better than a face. And that's just what it is. Like, there's no way around that. Look, if your body doing what it needs to do, the face is whatever. Like, sometimes. In your younger years, you should be doing that as a grown man.
So exactly.
But, if you're young, your hormones are going, and sometimes girls don't look that good. That's just what is around you. And you might just, have to get one off.
It's just like,
I think it doesn't make you unattractive. It just makes us uninterested. So like, no, like we were interested before, but like you're still attractive by all means. Like, don't think that you're ugly because we don't speak to you afterwards. No, that's not the case. It's just the fact that like we're just uninterested in
the relationship.
We're not interested in the relationship side of things with you. Maybe it's at that moment, but like I don't know.
I think men aim for sexual relations, and then once they realize that it's not deeper than that, they're like, all right, well, now I have clarity. I was just horny. She looked good at the moment because all the blood that was in my brain was in my dick.
And it's just like after you broke. It's just like after you beat off two, all those things, like, why did I just do that? I'm sure.
I don't know.
Post-nut clarity in the way that you described it. I have not much experience with that. With me, fellas, beat it before you go see her. And then you tell me if you still want to go see it. And if you do, you go over there. If you don't, we know what just happened.
Yeah, that's the second part of the post-nut clarity. Oh my bad. Go ahead, Donte.
Oh no, you good. I don't know. I get in this super introverted stage, and it's not like she's ugly or anything. It's just like my body naturally wants peace at that moment. So it's like I want to go to sleep, lay down, or go get some good food. It's just that kind of calming downness because. You gotta think, like, you having sex, your heart rate is up high as hell. So after that, your body's naturally gonna wanna find a way for you to get your heart rate back down. So it's like, for me personally, it's just me, like, getting my own space. It's not that, like, I don't wanna touch you or anything. It's just what?
I don't feel like that's the question.
Post-nut clarity? Like, I'm telling you, I don't think you're unattractive. It's just my body naturally wants my I just wanna relax right now.
It's clear that's what you really wanted. Like, I really just wanted to chill out. Get some off.
I'm laying on your chest now.
I think
because if I'm in there, I'm in there. Like, if I did it, bro. We still chilling.
Yeah, I think the post-nut clarity side of it.
I try to get to the point where I'm not having sex unless I'm like okay having a baby with that person. So So
I mean, that's a good risk reward. That's what you got to worry about.
Yes, sir.
What is something that ladies do that you find extremely unattractive? We can do each instead of everybody talking about what's the stuff. So y'all want to ponder a little bit?
I think just being from LA, I don't like people who are on the scene too much, so they need to be out all the time. Like that's extremely unattractive to me. Like just feeling like you need to be seen, like you need to be out all the time, like you want to just be out in the world. I'm not a fan of that just because I'm such a homebody myself that it just rubs me the wrong way because I just want to know why. Like what is the value that you're receiving from that? Like what is it doing for you? What serotonin are you getting from just being out in front of people's faces that you don't know all the time? Or wanting to just, prioritizing having fun or just being out. Like it's not
having nice things and not having like a nice place.
Some women make some men, I ain't gonna say all, feel as if they aren't enough when you always want to seek different attention. Like you always gotta go out. You go in certain places with your friends only. It's not like a us thing. Like I don't know. I think being in a relationship, I'm gonna want my space too. So sometimes I want to be with the boys, you can be with the girls. But it's like if it's all the time, it's like all right, you don't really want to be in this relationship. This might just be really convenient for you right now. Like and, that's what you start thinking, and then it leads to arguments, negative space. Like we said earlier, just talking about on the front end, like what are you interested in? Being completely honest. Like Cam said, I'm a homebody. Yeah, like I'm a homebody. I don't want to go out that much. Like I believe if I'm with someone, we can have fun, with each other, or we probably shouldn't be together.
Mine is posting provocative pictures on social media. That's one that I don't personally like. I mean, if we're not together and I'm just looking for some fun or something like that, I might like the picture, because it's an attractive picture. But as for you being my woman, posting provocative pictures on social media, that's not something that I would like, because it's kind of the same deal as OnlyFans. Like this is something that supposed to be only for me. Why are you showing it to everybody else?
On the pedestal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mine would be women that just come out the house dressed and looking any kind of way.
Wait, so did you see the thing about Monique telling women to stop wearing bonnets in the airport? How did you feel about that?
Like, all right, I think people took it the wrong way. Because, all right, all she said was basically, put yourself together before you come out the house. Don't come out the house looking any kind of way. And that's honestly what your mom has probably told you. You're, 25, 26 years old. Any other woman, female woman's mom probably said the same thing. My father told me the same thing.
My dad always said, don't go out the house with pants that look belt on. Look like something.
I like my mommy days.
Yeah, I'm not gonna care. My mom ain't never told me nothing like that.
She said don't stay here.
That's why I said don't wear house shoes outside, like some bunny slippers. Like, no, come on, man.
I just like good-hearted people, and if you don't have that, then it's unattractive.
Hey,
And you can see it, like you can just like that selfish,
Slick, petty.
you got it.
A woman who doesn't think for themselves, like they always go with their friends move or their boy looking for their boyfriend to figure out something to do. Like it kind of shows like you don't have really much of a personality. Like you really taking his personality. Oh, I like everything my boyfriend. I listen to Kevin Gates because my boyfriend like Kevin Gates. Yeah, baby, you don't like Kevin Gates.
For me, mine relatively simple too. Quick to the point. It's the hypocrisy. Sometimes I hate the she want to take the lead, or she want me to take the lead, but then I do take the lead, and then she want to take the lead, and it's like, damn, we both can lead the way. If you want me to pick dinner, and I pick dinner, and you say no, then obviously you got something on your mind. Please be clear.
That's real.
Low ambition is definitely unattractive, especially when you require heavy ambition from your significant other and you have very low ambition. It's like, okay, you're trying to demand things that you're not willing to give, which leads into my next point. I hate when it can go either way. I feel like it's just an unattractive quality that you expect something from someone but aren't willing to bring to the table yourself. Yeah. That's like, I just don't like that at all. Like if you require me to get your bag, I want a man that's like, say, bro, I want a man that's get to the bag, this, that, and the third, and all this stuff.
I want him to be rich.
And then you are just on the couch chilling with your parents. Like, I
think another thing is that like the extreme, the thought of like what gender roles should be, because like I know I cook better than you. I don't need you cooking. Like, so I think that like that thought process of like of what the 50s was. A man should bring home the bacon and a woman should cook it. Like, we ain't doing that. That shit 70 years ago. The people ain't even alive like that to be. If that's the case, we might as well go back to the 1500s where you couldn't do shit. Like, no, we living in today's day where we both need to be adding value, whether it's in those roles or whether it's different roles. I think that we need to move away from that mindset of, oh, I'm gonna chill at the crib when my man does this, or just like building your own relationship and what and not accepting what was done in the past. Like, finding what works for you, because that shit outdated.
Okay, how do you feel about being friends with an ex?
Ooh, shut up.
It's tough to do right away. Like, you probably need to give some time for yourself before you can actually get into a space where you can actually have a friendship. But I think it's possible, and I think it is good in a lot of ways, because if you're in a good relationship, you end up in a relationship with like one of your best friends, and that can be really tough to like lose that person, especially if you're somebody that doesn't have like a lot of girlfriends in general. So I think it's possible. It's not always gonna be good though, because you gotta have to, I don't know, be honest with each other in a friendship level. Like, talking about girls or talking about men, that's where it can get iffy, and I feel like that's why you have to have like some
boundaries.
Some space. Boundaries. You have to have really clear boundaries, and you have to take some time in between there to actually figure out what those boundaries are going to be.
Okay, other guys want to chime in?
That's cool with me. I mean, I don't necessarily see a problem with it. Relationships don't always end well, and some people are honestly probably just better as friends than, you know what I'm saying, being together. So
obviously, if the relationship don't work out, you obviously attracted to it. Y'all just better as friends because the relationship aspect of it was not something y'all could overcome. And so in my mind, when y'all start being friends, best friends, the attraction will still be there too. And so it's a whole lot more control. Exactly, it's a whole lot more control. And so I don't know about that ex shit, bro. I'm real like obsessed on that shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I'm real obsessed on that shit. Yeah, you gotta earn that, and bro gotta be cool.
You might not be able to talk about those things, and you gotta know that about each other.
That's the communication. Seriously,
I think it's that level of care for the ex though. Like, certain exes, you like, I can't be friends with her. I don't want to see who she dating. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to be around. Like, or it could be just a negative spot where y'all was at when you broke up, and you like, you know,
I'm good now.
You know, that's so much damage. I can't go back to that. So I think it just depends on the situation and the level of care.
Depends on the ex.
Yeah,
it depends on the ex. I would say personally,
and how y'all broke up.
I'm a pretty hardcore lover boy. So like, if me and Easy broke up and I seen her happy with another dude, I would be distraught.
Yeah,
I would really be like, I don't want to be around and hear about your new escapades after me about like what this dude did right that I didn't.
Because I'm cool with all my exes. I think it really just has to be from the genuine place of like caring about a person. Because if I'm in a relationship with you, I care about you more than I care about just our relationship. Like, every relationship you in isn't gonna work out, because if that was the case, you'd be married the first person that you met. Like, but I believe in keeping good people in your life.
Exactly.
Like, everybody can add value in some way. I think it also depends on how that relationship ended though. Because somebody cheated on you and treated you like shit, you don't need to be friends with them, period. That need to be cut off. Yeah. But I think that if you guys just came to mutual understanding, like, this relationship isn't us and we aren't the ones for each other, then you should have no issue still being a friend to someone. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean hanging out all the time, or we besties, or I'm talking to you about my relationship, but keeping up with people and making sure people are still good, and if they need you, that you're around to have that conversation. I think you have to be that way. For sure.
To add on to that too, I feel like as just like growing up as a society, we need to just be more comfortable and be more aware that relationships end and that they can end in a positive way.
I was gonna say, because when you were speaking, I was thinking like, I hadn't heard of many good breakups though. Like, at least for me, I've never experienced one good one where I even want to be friends still with the person. So
I haven't in the past. I've had one now, and it was decent.
Because it's never been a situation where like we cheated on each other. It was just like, this ain't it. But I value you as a person. Like, that's what I'm saying. I value you as a person before I value you as my girlfriend. Like, I genuinely, the way I look at relationships, I genuinely want you to be happy whether you're happy with me or without me. Like, I care about you because you're a good person and you treated me well. Mm-hmm. So, whether that's with me, without me, with a girl by yourself, whatever, like, I want you to be happy. And if you need to have that conversation with me of maybe what you feel like you did wrong, or I need you to tell me what I did wrong for me to grow. Like, I think that you grow from every situation, and sometimes you still need to be cool with someone. Like, You don't need to be so cut and clear of I'm washing my hands of someone and I was always right, because there's times you're always gonna be wrong in a relationship and you need to know those things.
People love to move on.
Yeah, like bro, you can't tell you this thing. You can't say you love somebody and then say you never gonna talk to them again. Like you didn't love that person.
You didn't love them.
You loved what they gave you at that time. You didn't love that person.
Well, y'all wouldn't even know this was him if y'all was in the group chat. Man, this
Okay.
speaking real right now.
Yes, Nick, you can leave the hot seat. Why do some men think female bodies are nasty and unattractive after birth?
I don't feel that way at all. I think
They don't understand the fucking shit that goes through a woman's body when they have to give birth.
I think it's a lack of emotional intelligence. If you say you're unattracted to a woman after she births your child.
I think for me it increased for sure. Because it was a level of appreciation I had, and I was like, dang, like I think you know, I don't have
Now I will say there's a difference though, because if it's like you had the child and whatever you're doing that, but if you like after the child you just completely let yourself go, that's not fair either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the biggest devil's advocate right here, and I'm gonna say this statement, but I don't care.
I'm trying to talk to the devil himself.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Look. All right, we're talking about a woman's body after pregnancy, after she's carried your child. Now, meeting that guy, if your body is shaped like you had a baby, prior to you having that baby, are you okay with that? You understand what I'm saying? Because we're talking about the shape of a body post-pregnancy. But what if that's your body pre-pregnancy? I'm not attracted to that either. It has nothing to do with your pregnancy. It's your body. Like, and I understand that it's the change that happens because you've had a baby. But damn, like we live in a time frame where like we can get that shit snip cut. Like if that's how you feel about it. So I think it's deeper than just like how I feel or how you feel. It's like it's not you, and it's not about the fact that you had a baby or the fact that this is your body post baby. It's just the body in general that I'm not attracted to. If that makes sense. Because like I'm not gonna be so we're talking about a shape, a figure. I'm not attracted to that figure whether you had a baby, whether you didn't have a baby.
Right.
Correct. That's just me on attraction. So yes, if you have a certain shaped body, I'm not gonna be attracted to it regardless. Like you having my child or carrying my child or carrying our child isn't gonna just like change my mind on the body. I'm still gonna love you, so regardless of what your body looks like. But I'm saying in the aspect, yeah, so I'm saying it's different because you should love that person, but not everybody loves their big mama or who they had a child with.
I'm kind of interested in hearing the fathers in the room perspective.
We're talking about weight, but when you first initially asked the question, I think we were talking about like, you know, like
stretch marks
that women get, like, you know, the little
stretch
pouch
marks.
We
don't care about stretch marks.
Or the line down the middle.
I got stretch marks.
That's a C-section.
The fuck?
No, but like when they first get pregnant, like, you know, sometimes.
Oh, that little dark line that
they get stretched.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, get some aloe vera, put that baby oil on, keep your skin good, and do what you gonna do. Who cares? Somebody gonna love you regardless.
I can't speak for everybody, but
There's a lot of stepdads out there.
Like, I can't speak for everybody, but for like, I feel like for the men in this room that have kids, we never really thought, you know, after our women had babies, we never really thought that their bodies were ugly. Like, we never thought that they were unattractive. I can't speak for the rest of the world, obviously, but I feel like for the men in this room who have kids,
if anything, we're gonna help you get that back right.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like, all right, so you seen a woman like post pregnancy, right? And you look at her like, and you about to have a baby, and you're like, oh, I don't like that. I don't want my stomach to look like that. Me, as a man, hearing that, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do everything in my power to help you. I'm gonna roll a little cocoa.
Feel more confident in yourself.
But I'm not gonna be mad if it end up that way. Like, you feel me? I'll still be supportive. Like, it really doesn't matter.
Speaking from experience, bro, honestly, like,
that's the last
pregnancy changes the man too. Like, bro, I was like 30 pounds overweight.
I was about to say that.
But that was a commitment we made together. Like, we both snatched back because it was like, all right, yo, we on this diet, we doing this, we working on here, and we was on board, and like that's why like, snatch was real. Like, it should be a commitment together, not, dang girl, you ain't looking good right now. Like, I never thought that. I was like, I don't look good right now. I felt embarrassed that like I ain't had a kid, why I look like this?
Right.
So
get up and go to the gym.
Yeah, it was just like a.
Do y'all feel like it's a good time to say that to a woman? Like, hey, babe.
There's never a good time to tell a woman she overweight. She got to you guys all together, bro.
See, my whole thing is
there's a right and a wrong way to say and do everything.
Yeah.
I think it's just having a conversation beforehand. Cause like, I know me and my girl are like far from having kids, but we already had that conversation. Like, we not gonna be fat. Like, period. Like, when you had that baby, we in the gym. Like he said, like we getting right. Cause.
But you know, it takes a woman a while to heal and stuff like that. Like, it's not immediate.
Together for life. We got time.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm gonna just start before you.
Healing is in the food you eat.
This is what I gotta say. To me personally, when my child's mother or whatever had my child, I never noticed the weight. I never noticed that she gained the whole time she was pregnant. I never noticed that she gained the weight. Obviously, she had the belly now on her. I never noticed personally that she gained all the weight that she had gained from the pregnancy. I never noticed afterwards either that she had gained all the weight. So
I don't know about y'all. That pregnancy thickness, man.
Hey, well, I noticed it. I said me personally, I didn't notice. I didn't notice when she had gained the weight after she had the baby. I didn't know.
Shorty went from carrying around a wagon to a dump truck.
All right, Mikail's in the hot seat, y'all. So, when do guys generally, I'm gonna say that again. When do guys generally know that they are in love, and how do they show it even before they say it?
I feel like it just comes out of nowhere. Like you just like, after hanging out with this person, time and time again, you're just kind of like, I think this is the person that I want to be with. This is the person. Like if you can actually tolerate being around that person for significant amount of time, like I feel like that's when you know like this is the person that you want to be with. Like if you can tolerate being around them, or you want to spend more time with them, more time than you were spending before, like, and being able to go to sleep next to somebody and wake up to them, like it's just, that's the type of things that you look for, somebody that wants to spend more time with you.
I feel like it's honestly completely random.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're in love?
When you figure it out, it's completely random. And it's often because that person has done something and now you're like, you're sitting back looking like damn.
That made me feel away.
Yeah. And it's completely random.
I'm gonna say my personal experience, my best relationships happen without initiating it. Like saying, "Hey, you my girlfriend." It's like organically happening.
I guess we're just together now.
Together now. I guess like I love you. Like that shit just feels different. So
I don't think females should take it the wrong way because not everyone's good at expressing. Me myself, I'm not good at expressing to a female that like I'm in love with you and all this other stuff. I just really just show it, but I think that it gets to that feeling where it's like, dang, I don't want to wake up separate from this person. Like I wonder what she at, what she doing. Like I'm about to call her real quick so I can smile. It's slightly different being a dad, but like it's close to it. Like when you're in love, it's just like, man, like I love being around this person. I just want to spend all my time.
You find yourself.
I was kind of gonna say the same thing. Like I find myself like on Amazon looking for shit to order my girl just because I know she like little shit like that.
Yeah. Naturally,
like
just naturally.
A little mirror for her buys it for her car, like because she like doing her makeup in the car, like shit like that. Like just seeing like how with little things I can do that I know is gonna make her smile. So I think it really is all on.
I often hear people say love is a choice, and I agree with it partially, but I feel like love is a series of choices, like consecutively, one after another, that start building and building into one thing, and then before you know it, it's like, dang, I actually like making these decisions for her. I like thinking about the thought of us, and then you're like, dang, what is this feeling? And then you come to the conclusion, like, okay, I love this girl.
I'm a person that, like I said earlier, I'm not a person that's gonna sit here and text you all the time, like all day, every day. I will talk to you every day, but I'm not gonna sit here and text you all day, every day. I typically don't want to sit and be in your face all day either. But when I start spending time with you, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
if I start spending time with you,
when you start acting
all the time
for that person,
when
you start acting different for that person and compromising and changing for that person, like you just
that's what love is.
Yeah, that's what love is. You just start compromising.
You find yourself asking like, can I come too? Or like, who I'm going with? Like, you know, you going to go get your nails done. Like, okay, well, can I come sit with you while you're getting done?
I'm saying, hey, don't be afraid to trick yourself.
I'm saying, like, you asking. I agree. You start asking yourself, like, damn, like, can I come too? Like, you didn't invite me?
Chad's in the hot seat, ladies. All right, so, or everybody. Why is it hard? Huh? Oh.
Shot that boy out.
All right. Why is it hard for guys to express their feelings?
Well, because some people, they have a lot on their mind, and I can't use a friend as an example, but it's like they don't close their loops, like I'm saying. So I don't really know how to go into details about that. It's just basically like,
Would you say you're struggling with expressing it now? Yeah.
No, that's deep. Bro.
That's fair. That is deep though. That's fair though.
Yes. Like I'm currently in that problem. I'll be honest.
It's okay to say that.
Like I completely shut down when I feel attacked. Like it be for the smallest reasons or whatever. So
don't attack me, talk to me.
Think about how systemic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No facts. This is a conversation that should be had.
Yeah. Think about growing up. You fall down to your boy, you know, your dad picks up, baby girl, you get up, you a man, get up. And it's like, you built to get so used to it to the point where it's like, you're not even used to it. Yeah, you're not even used to it.
Conditioning from birth.
So it's like you're just dealing with it. You know, you're not even being cognizant to your own feelings at some point. And now it's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna deal with it. It's like,
and then you label it as a small thing.
Yes.
And that thing just go bigger and bigger, and then you explode.
And
like
now you frustrated.
Why you mad? I'm not mad. Like why you always think I'm mad or something? Like
we've been conditioned to suppress our feelings because it's been associated with weakness. The second we start crying or expressing our emotions, and by the time we're adults, our feelings are so callous that it's like you're trying to get me to peel back years of hard wiring that says I should not be expressing this.
But it's actually a strength. It's a strength.
It is.
Oh my God. That is the strongest.
It's the strongest thing.
Oh my God.
And it's so easy to correct too, because like as a teacher, that's what I make time for. Like,
I
every day,
feel
like if you see a little boy crying, you pull him aside. Like it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
Keep on doing it. And
See,
I tell people that work.
I also feel like we kind of have the same views on all this because, like, coming from all sports backgrounds, like it's
they really don't like that.
Yeah, you don't show feelings on the field.
I've played through just about every injury.
Yeah, you get hurt, you get up, you going back in. You can't let your teammate down. Like that it kind of puts that perspective on it. Like if I get hurt or if I show my feelings, like am I letting somebody else down by me making myself vulnerable?
And I think it's the convenience in time too. What were you saying before?
I was about to say, so the key to that is close your loops. Deal with your problems right then and there. Do not drag it off. Like, work through your problems.
I like that.
I think in America in general, though, we're taught to distract our feelings and stuff like that. So, you know, people go through a breakup, what do? Go out to the club, dress up nice, go do this rather than, you know,
deal with that.
Straight on. Talking it out. Like, I was in the middle of a thought and I lost it. That shit hard. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was gonna say, I think it just comes down to like becoming the person that you believe you are. Like because everybody looks at themselves in such a positive light that you have to be a well-rounded person, especially when it comes to your emotions and how you express yourself. Like I think how they're saying, we are all conditioned to not have to do those things to kind of block it all off. But I think you have to get past that trauma and really figure out who you're going to be, like, because like I don't know. I mean, I did it pretty fast once I like became an adult and started really dating, because you have to be able to like let people know what your boundaries are and like be very firm on those things, and that just comes with expressing yourself, but also learning to deal with other people's emotions and expressing your emotions properly to their emotions. Because the worst thing you want to do is feel like, oh, I can express my emotions, but you're expressing them in a way that it's shooting everybody versus handing it to them. Like, you want to be able to express yourself in the proper way of, this is how I feel, it's not against you, this is just my feeling and it's all internalized. So I think beyond, obviously, having that issue of being able to express feelings is making sure that you express them the correct way.
What I learned from work, and honestly, like, I learned a majority of stuff at work, because I'm in management, I got a team of 10 who, they get really emotional. Being a listener, it's so much value in just being a good listener. I have one-on-ones, and like I literally sit there and let them get it out. Because active listener. Because most of the times people are just telling you their feelings. It's not problems, it's just a bunch of feelings, and they have to get it out. So then once they get it out, you know, then it's just, you know, they're in a better place. And sometimes people just need to vent. Just affirming that, hey, this is a safe space. If you need to curse, yell, scream, let it out here. I'm listening. And then, exactly.
And that goes back to the woman as well. Like, they should ask questions. Like, not the general question, what's wrong? Because, of course, it's going to be nothing. Like, 9 times out of 10, he already expressed, like, his frustration somewhere. But you didn't take that time to ask questions. Go deep into depth, like, what's going on? Like, why you feel that way? Why?
That's what I did with Josh.
I will say you did a really good job of that with me because I would be very surface level with my initial feelings. Like I'm mad. And you'd be like, so what made you mad?
Yeah.
Like, how did that make you feel about that situation?
And now, slowly get a person to open up.
Yep.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Like if you can ask good questions to a guy, he'll answer them. But just to say, express yourself.
Yeah.
We don't know what that even starts with.
The best question I think in that moment, and it's how I start off my one-on-ones, is what's on your mind? That's the first thing I ask. And then from there they roll it out, and then it's like, and what else? And what else? And what else? And then it gets to the point where they're just like, I feel good, and I was able to express it. Like,
if you hold on your feelings, it really does feel like weight, and when you let that shit out, it really feels like
just don't be
it has
stressed
medical like problems on your body, like stress and anxiety is like probably one of the biggest killers in America.
Yeah,
and it causes all those other things.
I agree.
People have heart attacks at 50 because they don't know how to breathe.
Why you mad when you mad?
I ain't gonna lie, I went to the dentist and said my blood pressure.
And you would not be a good dad if you cannot express yourself.
Okay, so then that was my kind of spin on that question too, because a lot of you guys have a similar paradigm of like not having a dad that taught you emotional intelligence and stuff. So for the fathers in the room or future fathers, which all of y'all will be, how are you guys going to shift that narrative of how you were raised with your kids to, so that they won't end up feeling this way like you guys have felt?
I think for starters, it starts with opening up the door and making it a safe space to talk and to cry. It's not like when they fall down or when they hit the ground, it's like get up and cry. Like, did it hurt? Like, are you okay? Like, if it hurts, cry about it, bro. Like, if
validate their feelings.
It's okay.
I think for me it's gonna be the same thing. Yeah, I think it's the same thing for me as like I said with my girl. Like, if you feel some type of way, tell me right then. Like, just be very clear with expressing your emotions right then in that space. Like, and being able to learn how to do that, like comfortably and like eloquently. Like, don't just feel like you need to blow up with your emotions, but be able to express them and just have those conversations. Like, kind of how he was talking about earlier with relationships. Like, have that weekly sit down and talk about how you feel, like what you went through that week, like
and
why it made you feel
that
certain way.
kids, the better it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's what my mom always did with me. Because I think it's complex for boys or men, or boys that turn into men, of like, you got to teach him how it's okay to be vulnerable and like have your feelings and express that and stuff. But then I know also on the other side, when you get into athletics and stuff, how do you figure out that balance of like, it's okay to be this way here, maybe at home in a comfortable space and stuff like that, but then out here in this world, you know what I mean?
We're in a space where no one's done that. The generation before us was
exactly.
all
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
Now
it's a different generation.
You have feelings, you can express those, but when you in that box, when you in that field, or when you in that court, it's like, nah, this ain't that. You're a killer at this point. But when you step off that field, it's love again. Like, just you have to be able to teach your kid the switch. It's like, when I get on this field, this is business. Same thing like when you go on to work. It's like no, you don't want to cry in front of the people you're trying to serve at McDonald's. Like,
yeah, I can't comment on that because I feel like I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I take every day as a challenge. Like, I cannot plan as far as my kids' future. Like, I cannot plan like what I plan to do with them, how I plan to teach them. Like, I didn't teach my daughter like, oh, this is for boys, like basketball for boys. But she says that like because she sees nothing but boys playing it. I be like, no, baby, like this for girls too. There's a lot of women basketball players.
But there's some hooper girls too, boy.
You gotta acknowledge it.
So, in case we got some on this video, you know what I'm saying? Hit me.
There you go. It's real.
I'll be the first. I'll be the first to admit that like I don't open up about my feelings at all, and I think
you say you don't what?
I don't open up about my feelings at all, and I feel like, which I learned the hardest way possible, which was with my son's mother. Like, you know, she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, which is perfectly fine. You know, had a good job, worked for the state or whatever, but it was like, okay, we want to go do this. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to come out of my pocket more. But then I also got to go work some overtime to make these bills meet. So, like, it was stress on top of stress.
Did you not express that?
No, I didn't at all. When we would go to do something fun, at the same thought in my mind, I'm thinking, like, okay, well, I got to get back to this money. I got to get back to this bag so I can make sure they all good, they all straight. And I never expressed it. So, it made me just a stressful, mean-ass person all the time. And they didn't deserve that, so I went in the worst way possible.
So take that thought. Think about back in the day when men were the workers and women were stay at home, and they come home, the women has things, and you can go to the grocery store, oh, we want to go on vacation, oh, this, that, and the third, and the man's like, well, where's this money come from besides me? And that's why a lot of men probably were not present in our lives. They were too busy trying to work as hard as possible.
That's how my dad was. I was fortunate to have my dad in my life, and my parents are still married, but
I didn't have my dad as often as I wanted to when I was a kid because he was a doctor and a pastor. So he was on call 24/7. It was only until he quit being a doctor and became a full-time pastor that I actually had the connection with him. Hey, by the way, Cameron's about to...
Our Cam is leaving, y'all. They're saying their goodbyes.
You guys are catching the back end of the trip. Alright, y'all, that is all we have for today. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video, got a little value and a little entertainment. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining.
Yes, thank y'all.
I will have all their ads also. If I didn't put it in the video, it will be in the description box. Give these guys a follow. They're pretty cool guys. We got some single bastards in here, you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for love in my life.
They're looking for love too. They're quality young gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm not looking, but we can be friends though. I'm for real. Like I'm for real not looking.
You know,
I want you to work out one.
That's all we have. That's all we have for you guys. Be sure to stay tuned. We got more lit content coming for you on the Josh and Easy channel. Bae, thank you for asking questions, being a good sport, behind the camera.
Oh yeah, thanks everyone that asked the questions too.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for all the questions and submissions. Hopefully you guys, hey, be kind in the comments. I know we said some things, but we're giving y'all the real, okay? But we try to give you guys some truth and some value. But other than that, y'all, until we meet again, peace. Love, and we out. Hey, subscribe. Hey, new video. Hey, it's